Hello, my country people them. Hello, my country people them. My country people them. Today, na Sunday, the 3rd of November 2019. And I don't come for Tori with my country people them today. And the topic of discussion today, na the intention of President Trump for America for remove Cameroon from that AGOA initiative that will be get some small benefits them for trade with America without paying taxes on our products them. So President Trump for America, it don't decide for remove Cameroon, but now he intention that. So today I could discuss about that one. I could give my country people them the intricate details and for make una understand exactly what this one mean. So my country people them, today we go answer a few of these questions. And for example, where to be AGOA in the first place, right? And where to be offer Cameroon, and where to be Cameroon a relationship with America as far as this AGOA be concerned. So where to Trump, President Donald Trump, a decision, what it mean for we ordinary Cameroonians them. Yes, now one of the questions there, a few of the questions that way we go answer them today. When our countryman don't come for Tore, when I join, when I share my contribute them, when I share them, and when I give me 1 or 2 minutes, and then before we go begin the presentation proper. So as I talk, today na Sunday, the 3rd of November 2019. We'll go answer a few of these questions and for una. Yes, when I continue for share them, I'll give a few minutes and then we'll continue. We'll start the presentation properly, where we'll go answer these questions and why President Donald Trump decide say it go terminate the relationship, and what the relationship it could look like in the future. So now some of the intricate details, and that way we are contributing the need for understand, because a few people they ask, and obviously Ambazonians, they don't take this one like a very brilliant news for them, because in the past few months and actually up to about 6 months today, the Ambazonians, they never get no one eye good news. So they don't take this one like the biggest news in the world. All their activists and all man, they don't celebrate, they talk about these things, say Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, now their new savior. So we will talk about the intricate details them today. So I hope say all when I join, when I don't share them. So my country people them. First things first, it would be easier for we to understand this presentation if we go first for talk about what the AGOA it be all about. So I don't queue up all that information for now. But before I go too far into the presentation, I want for play for now, as I know all my contributors when I want for hear the Kumkum anthem, as all the black legs don't assemble. So when I listen.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa, we the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror, and your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
Thank you now playing to my country people them. That one at the Kumkum anthem, because I've been at the king of all black legs. So now, moving on now for explain where the AGOA be in the first place. It stands for African Growth and Opportunity Act. So that one it been an act of Congress for United States, and that one it be happen as I scroll down. I feel reading for this saying that the president where it be signed them to law. It been President Bill Clinton since May of 2000. Now that time that way this law it be enacted. So one of the things the way President Donald Trump it don't always want to do now for reverse everything with the Democrats they be put them in place. They don't try for reverse every single one of President Obama policies. And this one are just one of the policies the way it try for reverse and when President Bill Clinton it be put them in place. So AGOA it be an act where it establish an annual United States Sub-Saharan African Economic Cooperation. Basically, it open up the American market as it talk on today. And no one really go into too much details as it talk on today. So it open up American markets to duty-free trading. Basically, any African country, because this scheme it be implemented throughout sub-Saharan Africa and other parts as well. So any country where it be eligible, it go get access to the American market for trade, where it no go pay taxes for import products into the American market. So now, for 2018, last year, the USA it be removed Rwanda out of this AGOA, and Rwanda never collapsed fall. So that is just one thing for now for understand. Say, knowing that the first time this was some country, it don't be removed out of the AGOA, Rwanda and one or two other countries. And one of the reasons why they be bring up this legislation, this AGOA in the first place, now because say Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, a few of these countries, them a few years ago, they be decide for take their business elsewhere. So they will decide for stop for the buy American second hand clothes and things them like that. So before I go too far, my contributor, towards the end of this presentation, I go open up the lines, the phone lines for people the way they want call, and me not copy down the number. The number now +44 749 519 8739. So if any person get any question for ask, if you call that number, I go when I open the lines, you call that number and I will put you on loudspeaker and I'll try to answer your question live. So now continuing, so Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, they will decide say they want to take their business elsewhere with the American second hand, basically na okrika clothes the way they will get them from America, you know, used shoes and clothes. So now America try to find a way for keep the African countries that may continue to buy their second-hand clothes and second-hand shoes, because that part of their economy it is sustain more than 40,000 jobs for America. Yes, for collecting, processing, and exporting second-hand shoes and clothes to Africa and other parts of the world. It create and sustain more than 40,000 American jobs. So now one of the reasons that way they will create the AGOA in the first place, now for protect American interests. So now, may I not overlabel that point. I'll go now for explain for now. Waiting be the benefits for Cameroon for AGOA. For understand that one, it would be important for we for go see, like you go for this website OEC, you go understand where the Cameroon is the import and export, and to which other and to which countries as well. So my country people, then when I see I'm now on una screens, it tell when I say Cameroon is the export about 31% of the economy of the exports from Cameroon na crude oil, basically petroleum. And then you also get sawed wood and rough wood. You get bananas, cocoa beans, and raw cotton, aluminum, and rubber. Now some of the products in that way, some of the biggest products that way Cameroon, they export them to the rest of the world. So now, what import, wait till we import them. We import things them like refined petroleum and crude oil. So we import petroleum where they don't really refine them, where they don't really turn them into petrol. And then also crude oil, the one where before they turn them to crude oil. And then we also get, if you see them for here, you get specialized purpose ships. And then you get, for down here as well, you get packaged medicaments, sort of like medicines and stuff like that, and rice now a big thing where we import them into Cameroon. And then you also get fish, sugar, and then for there you get that one for green, you get used clothes and synthetics. Now that one way America fall under. Now one of the things that would import them from America. And also if we scroll down, I will explain for una a little bit in more details then. So now, destinations. Now, which countries them Cameroon is the export to? Una fit see am on una screens right now. France, now up to 13%, 13% of everything where it leave Cameroon, it go now to France. That makes sense. And then, also, you see and say the second largest country where it import from Cameroon, now Italy. That one, it will surprise me. Italy, it import, I mean, with the export 9.2% of everything where they export them out of Cameroon, it go now for Italy. How surprising. And then you get Belgium, Luxembourg, Spain, the Netherlands, Portugal, the United Kingdom, Germany. So you're looking at more than half of everything where they export them out of Cameroon, it go now to the European Union. All of that purple zone, so now the European Union, all of it. And then into Asia, with the export up to 11% of products to China, and then 4.9% to India, and then you get Vietnam, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Turkey, South Korea. And it will make a lot of sense when we understand what the global economy look like at the moment, and the kind of products and way with the import them into Cameroon, and the kind of products then too where with the export them. It will explain a lot more. So, and then now to Eurasia or Oceania, you see after there you get the Republic of, actually you get Chad, South Africa, Republic of Congo, Gabon, Senegal, Togo, Nigeria, and all these other countries them in yellow. But you see after here in blue, now the United States that. So how much of our exports it go to the United States, my country people them? If you look after here, now only 3%. So 3%. So this is what we are talking about here today. We are talking about 3%. 3 so. 1, 2, 3. 3% of all the total exports. Because this AGOA thing, which way President Donald Trump did talk about this AGOA thing. Now say he want take Cameroon out of the beneficiaries for AGOA, where it means that so we not go benefit from selling our products in the American market without paying taxes. 3%, just 3% of everything where we export them out of Cameroon goes to America. That's what we're talking about. It is damn near insignificant of a figure. But now, may we go read the actual message where Donald Trump write them to Congress. As we don't already hear that AGOA it be been an act of Congress. So now why that way it notify Congress of the intention. So if you scroll down small, you will see it's a message to Congress. October 31st, a few days ago. It said to the Congress of the United States, in accordance with section blah 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 of the Trade Act of 1974 and blah 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 blah, it go on for talk say, if not say of day, it say I am providing notice of my intent to terminate the designation of the Republic of Cameroon as a beneficiary sub-Saharan African country under the African Growth and Opportunity Act. AGOA. So when I feel for the key word to for them now say it's an intention. The United States it never yet removed Cameroon out of that AGOA. Now an intention to do so. And it talks it is so if they continue for monitor the situation for Cameroon up to the 1st of January 2020, and then it will remove Cameroon. Now from then where it could be effective. So it is so now 2 months notice where it give both Cameroon and the United States Congress before it make the decision. So now still an intention. That's another thing when I get to understand. And then it talks say, when I listen for it talks say, I am taking this step because I have determined that the government of Cameroon currently engages in gross violations of internationally recognized human rights. When I hear internationally recognized human rights, contravening the eligibility requirements of Section 104 of the AGOA. Okay, human rights, he says. And then he go on for to say, despite intensive engagement between the United States and the government of Cameroon, Cameroon has failed to address concerns regarding persistent human rights violations being committed by the Cameroonian security forces. These violations include extrajudicial killings, I don't know, maybe like the ones that the United States Armed Forces were committing in Iraq and in Guantanamo Bay. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it go on for talks, say extrajudicial killings, just like maybe the American police are targeting black people on the streets in the United States and killing them. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's talking about. It's an arbitrary and unlawful detention. I don't know. Maybe like the United States was doing in Abu Ghraib in Iraq, and also Guantanamo Bay in the United States, and torture, of course, like, I don't know, Guantanamo Bay, maybe. Okay, we'll come to that. So, it accused the Cameroon security forces of torture, unlawful detention, and extrajudicial killings. Now, where did I President Trump in the talk? And they say, accordingly, I intend to terminate the designation of Cameroon as a beneficiary sub-Saharan African country under the AGOA as of January the 1st, 2020. I will continue to assess whether the Cameroon government engages in gross violations of internationally recognized human rights in accordance with AGOA eligibility requirement. Donald J. Trump, the White House. Right. So now the message that way is sent them to the United States Congress. It talks today, so it could continue for monitor the situation for Cameroon until New Year's Day. Okay. So now, when I don't see them for day, say it is so, United States, it make up only 3%. 3% of the entire export of the Republic of Cameroon to the rest of the world. United States makes up 3%. So it is so, and that 3% weighty be the content of where Cameroon is the export them to the United States. When I just look at, okay, we'll talk about the origins, for example, the imports. Where Cameroon is the import, and because Cameroon get a trade deficit, Cameroon is the import more than we export. We import more. So China now our number one import, even bigger than France. Yes, it double the products away with the import from China. It double weight away with the export, where with the import from France. When I see after China 18%, and then you get India 3.4, you get Japan, Turkey, Malaysia, Thailand, and then you get South Korea, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and then other small countries like Burma, where we import from. When I get to understand, when you look at the economic situation for Cameroon, when I go understand why it be so. And then if you go to the European Union, you get France, Germany, Italy with the import from all these countries. Then United States 3.3%. Just so we look at, we'll get a trade deficit with the United States, where it means that so with the import more from the United States than with the export to them. So we get a trade deficit with America instead. When now we're supposed to put trade embargo on America, not that them supposed to put, because if we stop for the importing them from their country, now their economy will suffer more than our own in a certain way, because they stand to make more money from Cameroon than we make money from them. Now the reality that obviously they've been at the biggest economy in the world at the moment. They've been a consumer economy, so we benefit in certain ways by trading with them. Absolutely, that is the fact. But we import more from America than we export. So now they talk today, so they go stop, maybe no import. They go put a tax on any products where they come from America. So if the Cameroon government now it put a tax on all the products where they come from America, it will also impact them equally as it will impact we. Donald Trump, it don't launch a trade war against China where he lose right now. It don't put a lot of, what do you call it? It don't put tariffs on imports of steel and other products from China and other countries. Them it they in a trade war right now with all those countries, and America they lose in all those trade wars. Them it don't remove Rwanda out of the AGOA. Rwanda never died. They still there. They still there to do business. They don't care. They continue to do their thing. And now exactly the same thing this way it will happen with Cameroon. So my contribute with them. That is the picture. But now for explain for Una exactly why President Trump it take this action. May Una understand say even this AGOA it be set up no be because say America be over like Cameroon. We'll get to understand say this, so no man it don't like we more than we like ourselves. No person it not like we, especially we Africans, black people, them more than we like ourselves. So these European countries and America and other countries, them, they come into Cameroon, into Africa, now because Africa has something to offer. Africa has something they want. May we not understand. Say, for example, if you look at now, why it be say China, it did double the amount of products them where they export them to Cameroon when compared to France. It double France. France now 9.3% of our total import, whereas China now about 18% of our total import annually. It come out from China. And then you also look and say we import a lot from the Republic of Congo, a lot from Togo, the same amount from Togo as Nigeria. So you look at things them like textile industry, because one of the biggest things the way we actually import them from America, if you go look at, if you even go into detail for look at the content of which way we import them from all these countries, it will make a lot more sense to you. Because, for example, now things them like textiles, yes, rice. So which country being now one of the biggest producers of rice? You're looking at Vietnam, India, China, all those kind of countries. Them you're looking at things the way with the important fish from Morocco, from other countries them in the Middle East and also in Asia, even Vietnam. Now one of the countries that we import fish from, and then refined petroleum. You're looking at from Nigeria and other parts. So our economy it not depend at all on America. Totally, it not depend on America. If you go for the like 6% of our total annual imports, now things like specialized shipping and delivery trucks and tractors and buses and vehicles and other and vehicle parts, yes. But then again, when you look at now, one of the biggest things that we would import them, America they import oil from Cameroon instead. They not export them to Cameroon. And then now if you look at for this sector for here, telephones, 1.6% of everything where we import them into Cameroon annually, now telephone, 1.6% of our import, not just telephones. And then you get other things them like large construction vehicles, you know, you get like insulated wire, all these kind of intricate things them, technology. And we know they import no technology from America. May not understand this one. One of the biggest technology advancements in the world where it don't happen in the past few years, now mobile phone technology. And if you look globally, now which American company it make mobile phones? The answer, now Apple, where they make obviously Apple phones, iMac computers and all those things them. How many people then for Cameroon they own iPhones? Less than 1%. But whereas actually before one come live, I will do these statistics. I find out the top 5 biggest telephone manufacturers in the world. Number 1 na Samsung, and Samsung na South Korean company. Number 2 na Huawei, and Huawei na Chinese company. It take over from Apple when American company. And then number 4 na Xiaomi Chinese company. Number 5 na Oppo na Chinese company. So you get for the top 5 biggest manufacturers of mobile phones in the world, 3 of them na Chinese companies them, 1 na American company, and the other one na South Korean company. So now if you go for Cameroon, you see all the people that they use mobile phones, the latest technology, Android and also iPads and all those things them, they're using Chinese made products. Even one of our networks inside Cameroon, Nextel na Vietnamese company, if I am not mistaken. So Africa and especially Cameroon, they trade more and more with Asian companies and Asian countries than with American and European countries them. Now, ma explain for you exactly why Donald Trump decide for remove Cameroon out of that AGOA. This is the reality. That is it. On the 23rd and the 24th of October 2019, where it just passed, so we will get the first ever summit and Economic Forum between Russian Federation and African states. So Russia, sorry, I almost called them the USSR, sorry. The Russian Federation, it don't come up now, it creates a forum where it invite all African states them for talk about. If you go into the forum, my read for now, wait where the agenda for the forum it be. Right. So they will hold this forum now for Sochi. For this was the declaration of the first ever Russia-Africa summit. So the talk said they want for build on a friendly ties between the Russian Federation and African states. The traditions of joint struggle for decolonization and independence of African states, as well as the rich experience of multifaceted and mutually beneficial cooperation that serves the interests of our peoples, the people of the Russian Federation and all other African states. That is the key thing. Second, committed to the fundamental principles and purposes of the United Nations Charter and the norms of the international law, as well as emphasizing the need for their strict compliance by all states, and then expressing firm intentions to fully contribute to achieving international peace and security, and to building a more just and equitable system of international relations based on the principles of respect for sovereignty, territorial integrity, non-interference in internal affairs of states, preservation of national identity, and civilizational diversity. So when I say what's where the Russian Federation they talk they talk today, so they say non-interference in international affairs of states. Non-interference. So when I know fully well say America your biggest enemy globally na the Russian Federation. That na America biggest enemy that on the globe, right? Where they compete with when it comes to military might. But obviously America it don't win for that aspect hands down. But now their greatest power, a world power that way, they no want them because nobody na their ally. Now communist and now country that way they don't. When I remember the Cold War, remember the part where Cuba it be play in the Cold War. Talking about Cuba, we are coming to that. So now, as soon as the Russia it start make inroads into Africa, because Africa now actually the richest continent on the planet. Africa is the richest continent on the planet. Never ever forget that. So every country in the world they realize how important Africa be in global affairs, in the economies of the world. Even the United States itself, now country that way they literally build them on the backs of Africans, of African slaves. America be built, the whole of Europe be built on the backs of African slaves. They came to Africa to reap and to rape. They no become for Africa can't help for do anything. Even when I look at Africa, when Europeans become for Africa, if they be built anything, it be built for the benefit of the Europeans. If they be built any road or any railway, it be built from the interior to the coastline for thief, for rip and rape African countries them, for thief gold, minerals, resources them out of Africa, including human resources as slaves. They can go for America for go develop the economies for America. So no European country or no America or any other country, even including Russia and China, they come for Africa because they love Africa. No, they come to Africa because of what we have to offer to them. Africa be rich in all resources them. Before I continue my contribute with them, I want to play this one for una. It will make a lot more sense when I listen. When I listen to this, my contributor, give me a few seconds.
En Afrique centrale, des recherches effectuées avec l'appui de la Banque mondiale viennent de révéler l'existence de quelques 300 nouveaux minerais rares dans les 5 régions du pays. Des trésors aussi précieux que l'or, l'uranium ou encore des terres jugées très rares. Oswald Rodrigue Bertrand Thionneau a enquêté sur ces perspectives éblouissantes.
C'est le point de presse sur la 3e édition de la conférence internationale d'investissement des mines et exhibition du Cameroun, donnée par le ministre des Mines mardi dernier, qui nous a mis la puce à l'oreille. Nous avons traqué le texte de son propos liminaire et une fois convaincus que nos oreilles ne nous avaient pas joué des tours, nous avons pris la direction de l'immeuble qui abrite ses services. Ici, l'on nous a dirigés vers le secrétaire d'État qui a confirmé la bonne nouvelle avec force détail.
Après 5 ans des études avec l'appui de la Banque mondiale, on a mis en évidence plus de 300 nouvelles découvertes minières dans 5 régions, parmi lesquelles on peut citer les cuivres, l'or dans les régions hors de la région de l'Est, l'uranium, les cuivres, les plombes, zinc, d'autres métaux de base, et en particulier les terres rares. Il est très probable que d'ici septembre, avant la conférence internationale, on aura d'autres résultats qui peuvent même augmenter ces chiffres de nouvelles découvertes à plus de 500.
Avec ces découvertes, le Cameroun va devenir un véritable Eldorado.
Le Cameroun va devenir la nouvelle destination des projets miniers en Afrique. Notre potentiel qui était peut-être 2e risque de prendre une place un peu plus importante.
Les premières approches de gestion de cette nouvelle donne sont en place.
Dans les mots liminaires des ministres, il a annoncé une conférence internationale d'investissement des mines et d'exhibition au Cameroun. Cette conférence a lieu le 2 au 4 septembre. L'objet, c'est de faire appel à des très grandes sociétés minières renommées dans le monde pour venir exploiter les données qu'on vient d'avoir de la Banque mondiale. Cette fois, on veut aller vers les sociétés qui sont renommées dans les filières concernées. On veut aussi inviter tous ceux qui font l'harmonie pour que l'industrie minière prenne le corps et que le Cameroun ne reste pas comme un scandale géologique, mais que le Cameroun devienne un chantier minier.
Nous quittons les lieux avec la conviction que la présence des terres rares parmi ces 300 nouvelles découvertes minières va faire entrer le Cameroun dans un cercle très fermé et booster son attractivité juste au moment où les réserves pétrolières à travers le monde sont en baisse. Ce pays n'est-il pas béni?
Il est, décidément.
Okay, my country people them. I hope say una don't hear and una understand that one. Mineral discoveries in Cameroon and many other parts of Africa. Every single day they are discovering. I don't tell una. Africa na the richest. We for Africa na the richest continent on the planet. And China and India, they get the largest populations in the world. China alone, they get 1.something billion people. India, more than 1 billion as well. America, they get a population of less than 350, about 350 million people. Them. Yes, they're still being one of the biggest economies in the world, but China is catching up and very fast. China is catching up. China will soon overtake America as the biggest economy in the world. And as we talk right now, so Chinese companies and Asia, they catch up with the Europeans and the Americans. And just for give una another example as a concrete evidence for una, may una understand. Una remember time when mobile phones they just come out for I don't know in the mid 1990s when we una remember names them like Nokia. Una remember Nokia, no? Una remember Philips. Philips, if they make mobile phones, European company. Na Dutch, it come from Holland. Nokia, it come from Finland. Motorola, na American company. IBM, na American company as well. But who say all these companies are there? Siemens, na German company. Who say day today? Ericsson, Now another European company, who's I there today? So Fujitsu, it be buy Siemens. Fujitsu, now Japanese company, it buy Siemens, take them over. Now we only know about Fujitsu. No man only hear about Siemens. Sony, it buy Ericsson. When I remember Sony Ericsson, now it take over. Now we only hear now Sony, now Japanese company. Motorola, it don't just die. It don't try for come back now, but no man only buy phones. All these companies, then when I need to see them for any more, they are not making money. Nokia, it try now for come back, it be go bankrupt. IBM, now another one that way. Lenovo, it be buy them over. This laptop where they use them now, so now Lenovo. IBM, it be an American company. Lenovo, it buy them over, now Chinese company. So in order for China for take over, in order for South Korea, for also for Indonesia, for other countries them in the world where they want for put their own footprints on this planet, they want for put their flags out there as well. Say they be an international, a global economy. They need the raw materials. Russia, it also see as China economy, it don't boom in the past few years. As China, it don't surge forward. It almost overtake America as the global power when it comes to economic output and also consumer economy. Now Russia also wants a piece of that pie. They don't say when I go for Cameroon now, when I hear Chinois, so tell this way they call and say Chironko phone, na Chinese name. Chinois, anything will come up with the trade with China more than America, with the trade with China even more than France, with the trade with China, India, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, and all these other countries them more than even this European and all these other countries. May wanna understand say trade it been a mutually beneficial arrangement where you go see say wait till we feel benefit from China. China too can see and say wait till we feel benefit for the country. May no man for Africa no ever thinks that some European or some American man a like una. Nonsense. They don't like you, they want your money. American are the only country that I know on this planet where they actually write the word God for their money, where they say in God we trust. Actually, they mean in money we trust. That country now, one country that way they love money more than anything else. Some people they think that they saw American ambassador inside Cameroon, like Cameroon. Nonsense. Is that his job? It not talk for your job description say he get to like Cameroon. He has no responsibility to like Cameroon. His job now for look after American business interests inside Cameroon. It therefore then now for represent American interest in Cameroon, not for represent Cameroonians. Now wait that way we Africans will still be lacking in understanding for understand how the global system works. They not none of them. China no they come for Cameroon because they like Cameroon. No, now because they have something to benefit from Cameroon. Now why that way in the past few years when I don't see them even construction contracts, all these contracts them. What mobile phones them, what telecommunication sector, and all these other things them. We want build a dam or we want build a road for Cameroon or we want revamp our communications infrastructure. We want build a stadium or we want build. We need go now for which side? Now for China. We need to go in for America anymore. We need to go in for Europe, China, Russia too. It want a piece of that cake. So when Russia it come up with this All African Forum. Wait till I think America they be talk. America be feel threatened. American embassies and the ambassadors that they go from country to country to country. They ask African countries and say, may they not attend that Russia-Africa summit. Cameroon tell America say, here's a lemon, go and suck on it. We are going to see what Russia has to offer us. Yes. Now America don't come now decide for punish Cameroon for going to that all Russia-Africa summit. That is the reason. It get nothing to do with no extrajudicial killing. The number one country in the world where they abuse human rights, na America. Inside America, black man if you walk out freely. Police if he shoot you down anytime, anyhow, and they didn't even most of them they go scot-free. Now country that way the whole country was developed and built on the backs of slaves, on the backs of Africans. They raped Africa very well. And then today, even the African Americans, even after the abolition of slave trade, I mean, when I understand, say, even the abolition of slave trade, it was an economic move. No mean I say some American man or some white man be shown for they feel guilty. No, it was because of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution meant that free human labor was no longer profitable. It was no longer profitable to keep slaves. They even get a civil war for America for abolish slave trade. And if the North, it not be win that civil war, Africans inside America, they will still be slaves for hundreds of years. The southern states for America, their economy will be dependent on the slave labor from Africans, where they can't kidnap them, they can't capture them from Africa, drag them, enter ship, go America. Their economy will be dependent on cotton. They will need people them for do that tedious labor of picking cottons, working in the plantations. But the northern states, their economy will be dependent on industrial machines and all those kind of things, the automobile, you know. So it was not profitable anymore to have slaves. The southern slaves, the southern slave states, they were benefiting from free labor, while the northern states could not. So the whole of America, it go to civil war because of that. They not be abolish slave trade because they be who constitution their guilty conscience, it catch them. None of them don't get no guilty conscience. Me will not understand that one. Not China, not Russia, not the UK, not the United States. They come to Africa to rape, to harvest what is in Africa. Me will not understand. So me will not think she don't for their things that they so Russia they come for Cameroon because they like Cameroon. No, they come for Cameroon because they want for can rape. They can't want for can take. Nobody say they come for can give. America there for Cameroon because they know what they benefit from Cameroon. Even all the other countries, them, especially China. Why would I think say China there for them? They don't create embassies here and there, and now then they do our roads, now then they do this. Now you want to see any small construction work. They get even Chinese restaurants everywhere inside Cameroon. They get everywhere where you go now for Africa, China. It be like the new colonial master. And another thing that way Africans, heads of states and the governments, they need to be very aware and very, very, very ready. For no say this, so now a new colonialism this way it can't happen. China and Russia, and now wait this way, all these other Western countries them they hate for Siam because they don't want say make China catch up with them economically. They don't want say make Russia catch up with them. So now why that? As for this video where I just show you now, when I see them they talk for this say this, so they don't discover uranium inside Cameroon. When I know what the uranium be, uranium now the most important ingredient for make nuclear weapons and nuclear energy. When you split the uranium atom, that now what they call them nuclear fission, it produce that energy, nuclear energy, where they use them for power the United Kingdom, for put electricity in our homes, heating in the winter, street lights and all these kind of things. They use now nuclear energy. So Russia too, it wants its own nuclear energy. China wants nuclear energy. You know if it develop no country, enough it develop industrially, if you not get energy. So you need fuel, you need petrol, you need gas, you need atomic energy. Yes, and all these countries then they fight amongst each other because they want to be the biggest economy in the world. Russia wants a piece of Africa as well. When I don't hear Amber Boys they talk about AK-47. When I know who said that name AK come out. AK, the K for AK stands for Kalashnikov. Kalashnikov, na Russian name. Now Russian man, it be invent the AK-47. And now China, it make its own replicas of the AK-47. Yes, but I tell you something. One of the biggest economy, one of the things the way it make America the biggest amount of money, now their military industrial complex. Now why that way for America right now? So is at the top for now. They get about how many? I think is it 30 or 30? No, 30,000 people. They get killed in America every single year from guns, gun-related death. For America, if some man can't shoot people, them now only 3 they die. It don't even enter for newspaper. Because that one no be news. Now from four upwards, where they count and say na something, where they call and say mass shooting. Mass shooting is start from when 4 people they be killed for America before they even consider and say na something. And they get that National Rifle Association where they lobby. Now the gun lobby that America and a country that way they make a lot of money from weapons. So whenever they get war for any part in the world, America they glad because in money we trust. They make money. They run there for go sell weapons. Unfortunately for them, they never make no money from this instability where they happen for Cameroon because they use now mostly Dane guns and Kalashnikov. But if they be sophisticated for use missile systems and all that weapon systems, then America for make a lot of money. And in that kind of situation, you think that America for try to stop the conflict? Hell no! Actually, American country that way, between every 5 to 8 years, they start their own war. The law of economics, demand and supply. Whenever the world be peaceful, America be poor. So there has to be a war anywhere, somewhere in the world for America to make their money. They need to sell weapons. They need to sell military technology. They need to sell warships. They need to sell missiles. They need to sell even a bullet. Yes, for keep their economy going. That's one of the biggest part of the economy. Because as I don't tell you now, if you look at all these electronic devices, then, for example, for the whole of the African continent, I'm not sure say America they make even 1%. It make 1% of the economy for our electronics and military equipment them inside Africa. Whether you go now from Egypt to Libya, to South Africa, to Namibia, to Burundi, to Zimbabwe, to every other African countries, them would import our electronics now from China and other parts like Korea, Japan, and other countries. America not benefit from that side. So the only technology, the only thing where we consume and technologically from America, now software. For example, Google, na American company. Facebook, na American company. Microsoft, na American company. So that one be standard, and they don't stop we from enjoying that one because there is just no way where they stop we from benefiting from that American technology. Now, when I don't ever hear Americans, they call themselves, say they've been at the greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world. Americans love to say that. Ma show una, ma play una. A very short video. Ma contribute them. When I give me a few seconds, then ma cue this video up. I'll play una this video. When I listen attentively to this one.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis? Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Well, why is America not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying
yes.
Let's talk about
fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey, and with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
Okay, my country people, them. When I don't hear America na number 1 when it comes to the population, the percentage of their population where they inside prison. But apparently, that is the land of the free. Apparently, they get more people, a percentage of their population inside prison than anywhere else in the world. Actually, China get a population of 1.something billion, but they get fewer people inside their prisons compared to America. Yes, land of the free. America now also the one place where when I go find this place for them. Ma show una. When I give me 1 second, my country people them. Usa ide. Now in that, okay. So my country people them, this one a CNN article. Any person way get opportunity for read them, if you go read them, but I go explain for una. Wait the way I they talk about the Iraqi prison abuse scandal. So, between 2003 and 2006, obviously, when I know America, big America, they go invade Iraq, they invade Afghanistan, they invade all these countries, them. Yes. And then, They carry out the worst human rights abuses. They rape people them where they inside that detention center. This detention center now now Abu Ghraib. Now in that Abu Ghraib prison for Iraq. The rapes, they be naked the people them for day, and then they make and the people they masturbate in front of them so that they record them on video. Yes, all this one now categorical evidence. No nothing where some person talk now evidence for now American soldiers than that. Okay. When I don't hear also about where they call and say Guantanamo Bay. Right. Guantanamo Bay, my contributor. When I give me 1 second, I think I get something prepared here about now in that. So Guantanamo Bay, now prison that way it behold up to 780 people them where they carry them from all over the world. Of course, brown people, they don't put them white people in for that kind of place. I don't think they do. So they go carry people them from all over the world where they suspect them. They suspect them, not suspect them. Say they commit terrorism, rendition, and torture. Till today, as I talk from Guantanamo Bay, it still be open. I tell you, give a brief history. From January 2002, now that time that was the first detainees, they go for Guantanamo Bay. Now under President George Walker Bush, after the Twin Towers, they come down, they launched the so-called war on terrorism. They almost try for exterminate two countries, Afghanistan and Iraq. They attack these countries, even though the people the way they be responsible for that terrorist attack, they don't come out for Afghanistan. They don't come out from Iraq. But guess what? Afghanistan and Iraq, Iraq, it get oil. Of course, it get oil. So they go attack Iraq. They start take people then from all over the Middle East and even Africa. Go lock them for that prison. Guantanamo Bay is then for corner Cuba. So now, these people were held in Guantanamo Bay without charge. They don't charge them of any crime. And without a trial. Against their own American Constitution. When I go read the 5th Amendment for American Constitution, it tells you about due process. Say every person get the right to due process. But of course, Guantanamo Bay is not there inside America. It's then for Cuba. So they go do whatever they want. It be against every single human right. Say you go catch a man, he not be guilty of any crime. And for American law, you be innocent until proven guilty. And they not get them no interest for put the people them on trial, for try for prove their guilt. No interest. They just go catch random people them, go lock them for Guantanamo Bay. Since 2002, even Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, time where the elected president, even for a campaign, it be promised for close Guantanamo Bay. By the time where it take over, there were 242 prisoners in Guantanamo Bay. Not criminals. They just arrest them, go lock them for day. Because they suspect, say they commit terrorism. No crime. No crime. Innocent people. So Barack Obama, he don't try now. He released over 200, about 201 of those detainees then. He tried for close the Guantanamo Bay. The American Congress, it denied. Because they be being Republicans then. They deny everything where President Obama be want do. So now, President Obama, he leave him. Now, Trump, he come. For Donald Trump, he campaign. He campaign say, he go leave the Guantanamo Bay open. In fact, he talk say, he go increase the prison population for Guantanamo Bay. Now, people in this way, they think say they get the audacity for climb down their high horse. For can't talk for we, for can't preach for we for Africa about human rights abuses. Yes, now the same people in this, where they think say they fit talk for Africans about human rights abuses, they get people there for Guantanamo Bay right now, so they still get 40 people them inside that prison where they don't commit no crime. Even if they commit any crime, show us the evidence. Try them in the court of law. Lock them up. Whether you give them a life sentence, you give them life. Whether you want to give them death penalty, as America like to kill people, you give them the death penalty. But you know if you arrest no man, now exactly the definition of extrajudicial arrests and extrajudicial killings. Because some of those people, they don't die inside that prison where they not be charged with no crime. You go catch man and picking, go lock him up for a decade or more. You don't charge you for any crime. And the same people them, the same Donald Trump, where for 2018, he signed executive order for keep that Guantanamo Bay prison open. Yes, the same Donald Trump, he thinks that he get rich authority. Now, who give you the authority for come preach to any African about human rights? Who give you that authority? Who? Who the hell does he think he is for come preach for any African about human rights? Who? Because of 3% trade with America, who the hell does he think he is? For can't tell any African about human rights abuses. When were they been the biggest abusers of human rights in the world? Ma tell you something. America now the only country on this planet where it don't throw away nuclear weapons on another country. Ma tell you about Nagasaki and Hiroshima for Japan. America bombed those people there. Kill countless lives. Till today, certain past them for who side where they go throw away that nuclear weapons them. People they not feel live for day. Humans they not feel go for day because it's still being radioactive. Yes. Now wait that way. Almighty America don't do them in other parts of the world. But they feel say they get what authority for can't preach human rights for any other country? Who give them that moral high ground for talk about human rights for Cameroon? Who give them that moral high ground for talk about human rights abuses for Cameroon? Who the hell does America think they are? Because yes, they get the biggest military in the world. They don't become none of the biggest bully on the planet. So they feel just invade any country where they want, and they feel just force for talk for any country at any time, for dictate to any country waiting for do. No, we will take our business to Russia, to China, to Vietnam, to Japan, and to other parts of the world. Yes, and now wait that way America no want them because the raw materials the way they did for Cameroon, including uranium. Any country where it come there, where it can give you the highest bidder for our natural resources, we will do business with them. Not only dollars there on this planet, we also get euros. We also get the Chinese yen. We also get the Japanese whatever. We also get the dirham. We also get now what do they call the Russian money? I don't even forget me what do they call them. Yes. There are other big economies in the world that Cameroon can trade with. So America, now why that way? Even as we talk to Una today, so my country people them, the Cameroon government, it don't use all diplomatic means for ask America, make it help we in this fight against Amazonian terrorism. Who said all these Amazonians they stay for America? For Maryland. Yes. Who said they stay? We don't ask them. Through their ambassador inside Yaoundé. Through all diplomatic means. Say, may they arrest this fool the way they show for America that they cause terrorism inside Cameroon. America, but you wait for use now this card. They say, no. Because they want for dictate to Cameroon. They want for tell Cameroon, say, oh, if we arrest the people, then you must do what we say here and there. No go you for Russia. Who the hell are you for tell Cameroon not for make friends with Russia? Who the hell are you? Cameroon an independent country, a sovereign nation. They get every right for make friends with whoever they choose. And Cameroon could make friends with Russia if they so wish. And Cameroon, it don't attend the Russia-African Summit. Yes, and now we could sell crude oil for Russia. Russia too need oil. No, not only America, where they will buy our oil. That they are okrika, where they will be important for America. We don't need them anymore. For Cameroon, one of the biggest things that we need for develop our country, the energy, we need electronics and technology. For example, I don't tell you now, China, they provide all the technology and electronics where we need them, and Vietnam and other countries them. So for America, for motor, now which American motor when they drive them for Cameroon? American motor they call them when I know about GM, Chrysler. How many people there for Cameroon that they drive Chrysler? When I ask yourself, but when I know about Toyota. When I know about Mitsubishi, when I know about Honda, when I know about Hyundai, when I know about all these other companies, them where now Japanese, Korean, Chinese companies, them. So when you talk about importing a car into Cameroon, you think you will go to China, Japan, or you will go to America. Think about it, my country people them. So that 3% where America they high you up on top about AGOA. May they take that 3%, shove it where the sun don't shine. Now me I talk am. Me I be the king of all black legs. Now me I talk am. Take your 3% of trade in Cameroon and shove it where the sun don't shine. Go and grab all the Amazonia pussycats. Nonsense. We don't want them. We don't want your 3% of trade. What is 3% of trade? Nigeria for day it be more important for Cameroon economy past America. Yes. Congo it be more important. We will import and export more products to Nigeria, to Togo, than America. Yes. Where to America it benefit ordinary Cameroonian? Absolutely nothing. VW, no be even American company in my country, people them. Now German, VW, now Volkswagen. Volkswagen, now Dutch word, now German motor. Yes, BMW, German. Now, wait till America, the exporter to Cameroon, will not tell me, my country people. Wait till, instead, they benefit more because we import more from them than export to them. So, now trade deficit will get them with America. So, this one, say America, don't stop Cameroon for do it, now non-event. Absolute nonsense. Ambazonia, they always talk nonsense. Say it is so, they don't do, Trump don't sanction Cameroon. So what? Last time when Trump be talk say this, so it don't stop military aid to Cameroon for fight Boko Haram. So what? What it happen? It means Ambazonia be getting independence then? They didn't. Nobody talk about that one, talk about for about 2 weeks they should run quiet. Nothing, no change. We'll continue. We'll hold a national dialogue. Nothing, no change for Ambazonia. They remain a noise. So now, Sonara will call born. Ambazonia come on, whoa. Sonara, Cameroon is finished, Cameroon is finished. What it happen? Even price for petrol, it no go up. Cameroon is still stabilized price for petrol, everything. It just they operate like normal business. Even price for una petrol for Cameroon, it no shake. Ambazonia na noise makers on Facebook. What it happen? After Sonara born, independence come for Ambazonia? No, it no come. So these people are perpetual liars and noise makers. Nothing no happen. So right now, my country people them, we'll get Russia for deal with. We'll get China, Indonesia, United Arab Emirates. We'll get Thailand. We'll get all other countries them around the world. Even in Europe, we'll get more trade. More than 50% of our goods the way we import them and export them, they go now to the European Union, not America. So make America go pack fine. Inside that we won't motor the way they make them. They say Chrysler and Wetty and BM. Who knows about them inside Cameroon? Who knows about America and American car company or American technology? How many people they use iPhone inside Cameroon? We use now iTel, na Chinese company. Huawei, na Chinese company. You also get Samsung. Now another one that Samsung, na Korean company. Now companies and this way we rely on when we talk about technology inside Cameroon. Yes, no be America. No be America. We don't ask them, say me they help we for fight Ambazonia terrorism. They deny. What the hell do they want? What the hell do we need from them? Me they go, America don't become a state sponsor of terrorism as far as Cameroon be concerned. America na state sponsor of terrorism. Eric Tato then for say for America for Maryland Day. Sako Ikome, where he call it a president for another country. He then for say for America for day. Eric Tato come boldly talks to this so me they cut people their hands. He day for America. Nothing never happened for you. Yes. Chris Anu, he come on TV or he can't talk to this so make them they put ransom on person in head. Say me they kill Ekema, Patrick Ekema. Live. No me na say some person here talk am. No be here say. The video they were official now. America do it. Absolutely nothing. So we don't need America. America can take that 3% and shove it where the sun don't shine. We don't need America. That is it. Make America come out, go. May they go. In fact, as Eric Tato talks, may they move the embassy for Cameroon. Feel free to vamos. Take the embassy, go. Take them, go. We not understand this thing, say this so. Even when America, the book up say this so, they don't do this DV lottery. Lottery where they make Africans, they come from America. My dear country people, they not understand say this so. It no be being say Americans they do una a favor. America they do that one now because they need the labor. They need the labor force for keep their economy going. May I tell you something? Even this country, the UK, after Second World War, they be literally go for Africa and the Caribbean. Go beg people, they say, me they come for UK. Job there for UK. Because they be need for rebuild and regenerate their country. They go for Pakistan, for India. And one of the reasons that way the empire fall. They no be fit sustain the empire. And no be being and say empire be profitable. And then out of the goodness of their heart, they decide for giving independence. Nonsense. It was no longer profitable. Now why that? We understand say every decision where the people they make up it be economically inclined. They think about this thing, they think about the profit, they think, they look forward into the future, they forecast before they even make a decision. Before America, why even she don't say this, so will go attack Iraq or Iran or another country? They don't already calculate, they say and say this, so how many percent of our economy rely on these people then? How much of our crude oil, petrol, it come out from Iraq, Iran? And if we attack Iraq, how it will get, what it be the consequences? For example, the neighboring countries them, how it will affect Afghanistan, how it will affect Iran, how it will affect other countries them, Kuwait. They think about these things. And then before we see them, they start coming for Cameroon, say they so, we want to create embassy for Cameroon. Dear Cameroon government, we will give una $2 billion, but we want to build some small military base inside Tico or inside for some side for Yaoundé. So una think say white people they like una. Una think say America don't like una, they can't give una development. Nonsense! They think that about their own good. They think about what will be good for America. If they so they don't show for some corner, they calculate it. They so maybe this channel, maybe this Gulf of Guinea, it could be instrumental for we in 10 years time. Because if we attack Iraq today or Iran today, we could need for find a different source of revenue. Maybe we need for go for Africa for go get our oil, because maybe Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, and other countries, the neighboring countries, maybe they're not going to give you our oil. Maybe it will disrupt our oil supply. So we go for Africa. We want to protect the Gulf of Guinea for make sure our oil it begin to flow in from Nigeria, because Nigeria are one of the biggest producers of oil in the world, and then Cameroon are the 6th largest producer of oil inside Africa. So yes, you start make moves into Cameroon. You say, hey, dear President Paul Biya, we want to send a diplomatic team for your country for can talk about how we fit do bilateral business. You come for Cameroon, say, oh, we'll get offer for $2 billion for invest $2 billion for our country. It will create 30,000 jobs. It does so. We want to build some small military base for there we go protect American interest. We want to give una small American embassy too for year. This and that. Una things now because they like una. Nonsense. They don't already go. She don't think about how it will benefit them. Maybe in 10, 20 years time. Calculate them well. Because maybe they plan for go attack Iraq. Now why that way they come for Cameroon? Because they want tap oil from Cameroon and Nigeria. These people they be calculating now. People the way they use now their brain for make money. They work hard now by thinking. Me wanna understand that one. Me wanna understand my contribution how the global system works. And then when they see and say there's a different company or different countries, they don't come inside Cameroon now for can't do the same mafia where they do them. They don't like them. And then they say and say this, so how will we punish that country? How will we twist that country hand? How will we force President Paul Biya may do what we want? Because they so Africa it not really be independent. They find ways for make sure say they keep the African leaders them under their control. They always find ways for make sure say me you buy only where they want me you buy. May you go outside where they want me you go. They find ways. Now they trick that. International diplomacy, now they trick that. We would not ask them, say, we will not help we for fight terrorism inside Cameroon. They be waiting now for the opportune moment. For say this, so before we want to do something, we not get for give you something too. Now they trick that. You scratch my back, I scratch your own. Cameroon don't deny, say, we go with for Russia. Maybe Russia too, if it help we for fight against the terrorism. Yes. Because if America denies it, they don't want to give military support now. Russia said this, so no worry. We will give una all the military support we una want them. And then we could even fight against the terrorism again for una. So what una usa una think say this so Cameroon government go go. Una think say we should with America. Hell to the no. We go where the highest bidder is. Some are country people them. And another thing, The development projects the way they there for Cameroon now where they come up soon. Sonara where they born them or where born, we could need for build them back for redevelop them. Now multi-million pound or multi-million or billion franc project that. When I think say China no want that project. Russia no want that project. Yes. They plan now for build the ring road. Now the ring road is ma show una ma contribute. The ring road where the na project that way they currently plan them now for build them for Cameroon when na the African Development Bank the plan for build them now roadway it go link from Bamenda to Mkambe to Misaje, Mungong and now what do they call this one? And then in yours, it passed from yours way for Womb and then come back and reach for Bamenda. Now the road that very massive project. Now how many kilometers, sir? 357 kilometers for that road where they want build them. China won that contract. Other companies then too they won that contract. No mean only American companies and European companies a day. So Cameroon too a one build dam. I think they don't offer that contract to a British company. Other developmental projects, the way they launch them inside Cameroon, other countries, them, they want a piece of the pie. And right now, Russia also want a piece of the pie. Okay, my country people, them. So, there is absolutely no evidence for sure say it is so the Cameroon forces they don't abuse any human rights. No evidence, no day. Because if it be there, I mean in the northwest and the southwest region, if the evidence be there, no need for producer. There is no evidence. That's one. Why we will get evidence say this so America they commit human rights atrocities them against ordinary citizens them. Yes, now the reality that. So going on again, we don't talk about Cameroon imports and exports and the economic activity and why America decide for try for twist President Paul Biya arm for because say it go for that Russia Africa Russia summit. That is the main reason why they come up with this nonsense. They don't already stop the so-called aid to Cameroon where they be taking their old motto them send them for Cameroon where they don't want them anymore. They say they don't stop them. Cameroon no die. We continue to live our life. No man no do not to continue we and Ambazonia too and not get independence. So what is there? Me una no worry. Me una no worry about which way Donald Trump go sign Tokam. That is just someone making noise. Now just noise maker, just like Ambazonians them. So yes, my country people them. Now na time where if any person if you get anything for talk, feel free for call your countryman. Feel free for call your countryman, or if you feel free for send me any message in the next 10 minutes and then we'll wrap up the live broadcast. I hope say all man don't learn one or two things new today. So feel free for call una countryman. I don't give una the number on WhatsApp now +44 749 519 8739. I know me say all we were contributing for here. Now mostly black legs them and black legs them will still be with undercover, which is understandable. So feel free for type the message, type them and send them instead. Yes, and I see all when I'm a contributor and by Eugene, I see you, you're always here present. Yes, I see all when yeah, and also El Hayatu, I see all when all the top sharers, them will continue for sharing. Amber Freedom, my ass. So all my contributors, yes, Tabita. In the comment section, you get work. So my contributor, any person, okay, I get one call out. Okay, can you turn down? My countryman, please turn down the volume of the live show. You did live with country people. You get any question?
Okay. No, I just wanted to let you know that regarding the construction of the Sonara, Christian promised to do it. So it's not even something we have to discuss about it anymore. And regarding this problem with the United States and Cameroon, I think it's exactly what you were saying, and it's also what I heard on my mind. It's a matter of Cameroon with Russia, Cameroon with China. So it's a matter of economy. It's a matter of deal. So really 3% of trade deal is not even a big deal. It's nothing. It's quite nothing.
Exactly.
Compared to what we have to do with other countries. So it's not going to affect Cameroon in nothing.
Exactly.
You see? So that is only what I wanted to say, and you are doing a good job. I want to thank you for that, and yeah, go ahead with your live show.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us in this live show. That was a caller from South Africa, just calling to confirm what we just said on this live show about the importance of Cameroon making friends everywhere in the world. Russia, China, and Indonesia, Thailand, you know, and other Vietnam and other parts in the world, not just sticking to the European Union and America. Any person that wants to talk to your countryman, feel free to call. The line is still open. you have the number for the next few minutes, and then we'll wrap up the live show. +44 749 519 8739. Thank una plenty my country people then for everyone that has been here watching today and everyone that has been sharing. I see all una my country people then. Yes, so I'm trying to read your comments, but it's not easy because I have only a small device. Yes, and many of the people on this live broadcast, all una my country people them, I like the fact that una don't actually take time listen to the whole show and then una appreciate what we don't bring unto una today. Now the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This one una countryman, it no get time for beat about the bush. We they here for tell una the truth. Kumkumasa, country people, all our pages them, we'll get na 2 pages them, country people and my country people them. We therefore here for reveal the truth to our country people, for sensitize the general public about issues them. Una wait my country people them, make a answer one call. I think the person he don't hang up. Okay. Hello. Hello. Unfortunately, I think that caller probably called by mistake. That is very common with una countryman because my number be broadcasted everywhere. So people they get my number saved on their phones, and sometimes when they manipulate their phones, and when I know say I get more than 2,000 contacts where they broadcast to, so people they call me quite frequently by mistake. So thank una plenty my country people them. My country people them, today na Sunday, the 3rd of November 2019, and we don't just give una a presentation on that decision by, or the intention by the president of the United States, President Trump, for exclude Cameroon out of that AGOA agreement for free trade agreement with Cameroon. So we don't discuss why they even get the AGOA in the first place. Where to be the AGOA? We don't talk about where to America they offer Cameroon, which is basically nothing. We don't talk about say Cameroon will even grow better without America, because we get other international partners like Russia, like China. China is a big one. Now we'd actually get a vast majority of our imports now from China, and then we also export to China. And then we also get the Sonara incident. As Sonara beget that fire incident, what happened, Ambazonia, it no get independence. So we'll continue with the mash fire they go for before. And then also we also get that ring road where they construct them from Bamenda through Womb all the way back to Bamenda again, and Cambe, and all of that. We need a massive international projects. That way it will cost billions of francs. And we need international organizations for not just sponsor, but also take part in the construction, for provide employment for any country where it win the contract. So yes, so now all these kind of things, and that way America it get interest inside Cameroon. And I don't show now with evidence they don't discover more minerals and high value resources inside Cameroon, including uranium, where they use them for make nuclear weapons and also for make nuclear energy. So yes, and now also all those kind of things that where Russia be interested in. Now why that way they come for Cameroon? And I don't make Cameroon understand today. So Europe, America, and Asia and Russia and all these other countries them. They know they come for Cameroon for can't give we anything. They come for Cameroon for can't take. The difference with Europeans, now say Europeans they become for can't take slaves, they become for can't rape Africa. Whereas at least the Chinese they come now can't do business. The Chinese they make their position very clear. They can't make now their money. So now we now get for right the terms and conditions of doing business so that we make sure say the business will also be profitable for we. Now the difference that. So now we don't also talk about the Russia Africa summit and how America don't try by all means for make some African countries they don't attend. Cameroon ignore them, it go attend, and now the biggest reason this way they don't come now for can't try for punish Cameroon, but it not go work because the trade way will be the trade with them it be insignificant in the first place. We need to import motor from there. We need to import with electronics from there. We need to take their technology. Even chop with the chop the rice. It comes out from India. It comes from Pakistan. It comes out from Indonesia. It comes out from all those other countries. Them wait till Cameroon it benefit from America. And another thing, America get opportunity for make the world believe that they've been the greatest country in the world because they get Hollywood. Because they be able to tell their story, and in all their stories they always make themselves be the hero of their stories. So now why that way we for Cameroon need to get our own media, especially we black people need to get our own media companies for tell our own stories. Right now we not get a means for tell our own stories, and now why that way Europeans they get opportunity for use white supremacy for bamboozle we in every way. How they could come, for example, they can't make film inside Africa about African gods, but the gods they've been our white people them, and the servants they've been our black people. God inside Africa, oh. When I don't see the kings of Egypt on our way to they call that stupid film. They go bring the Europeans, they can't play the part of gods. African gods. When I begin here, Pacha, the only reason that one be able to exist now because we black people they not get opportunity for tell our own stories. Even where we get country, we get ministries of of communication for our countries them, but they don't know how to tell our own stories, how to communicate with the general public. We are very poor at telling our own stories, at communicating with our own people. Them. So now one of the key things and that way we need to improve on. America don't convince the world, say they've been the greatest nation in the world, which is a lie, absolute lie. When you look at in every aspect, there are only two aspects where America beat the world in. Prison population and the military. Because America they spend more on their military than the other top 6 or 7 countries combined. So it means that when you take the military budget for Russia, for United Kingdom, for France, for Germany, for Japan and China, put them together, it knows to correct the military budget for America because they get that military industrial complex. That's part of their economy. They literally need to spend that much money in the military for keep the economy going, for keep making weapons. And when I know the law of economy, the law of economics of demand and supply, where there is supply, there will be demand, and where there is demand, there will be supply. So every now and again, America get to go start war for some different money country in order to supply weapons, for create that demand for military equipment. Now the reality that. So my contributor, I thank you plenty for spending this time this evening today with me, and I hope that every person where it watch this show, it don't learn 1 or 2 things today. I go leave una with this, because as una be here, as soon as a few of our Cameroonian patriots they be here say they so America it move Cameroon out of the AGOA. This one it be being at the response from the Cameroon military.